Digestive biscuit sea. A sea biscuit!
Digestive biscuit scene.
First night with Richard Gere, he's selected as, Sir Lancelot, and he's going to ride. He was awful.
It's the Fools a lot.
The first Lord of the Rings, the first chase.
Did you do the first Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, the first one. I was proud of that one.
Welcome to Talk Horse.
I'll gallop through the highs and lows of the equestrian world.
I'm Pippa Funnell. I've been involved in horses and loved them all of my life. And I'm an author of a series of children's books.
I'm Tristan Phipps. You may recognise me from Made in Chelsea. However, I used to be a safari guide. I am horse curious and learning more and more each week from the very best.
Learning a lot now.
A lot.
Nearly a year.
Yeah, you would have thought I would have had some sort of qualification by now.
So, Tristan, have you heard, I'm sure you have heard of Harry Potter or James Bond 007?
Harry Potter, hands down, my favourite film franchise of all time. And James Bond 007 would be, when I was a child, was always a dream role to be the next 007.
You're in for a real treat then.
Absolutely.
Because the guest we have on today has featured in many of the Harry Potter movies and many Bond movies.
Absolutely, I am really, really excited to chat to today's guest.
Before we do like and subscribe the pod.
Saddle up, join our equestrian community and
Let's talk horse. Hello, Tristan.
Hello, Pip. How are we?
Good, getting excited because
You'll be on a
fairly
beach soon.
we are going to be going on holiday.
Damn right, that is a very well-deserved holiday if ever I've met someone who doesn't go on holiday that often.
No, once a year, but that's, listen, some people don't go away as often as once a year, but we don't have weekends off, and as everyone knows in the horse world, people mucking out, it's 24/7.
And it's getting chilly now. You're going to have to wear an extra layer when you're mucking out.
Yeah, but there's something nice about coming in the evenings when it's cold and having a hot bath and then
But that's
sitting
coming
in
into
front
that.
of
You've
a
got to spend the
fire.
whole day outside first.
Yeah, but it's good
Which
for
is
you.
quite nice. It is good for you. It is good for you. But it is very much getting onto that stretch just before Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas adverts. Advent calendars are getting bought. Tickets for the London International Horse Show are probably going to be quite scarce at this point. We're getting to that stage where you've got to be in it to win it. And we are very much going to be there. Very strong presence at the London International Horse Show. You obviously have got a lot of exciting things going on. We are doing a series of live shows there. We've got some really exciting guests, which we are...
We're not
going to give
away
away too
this
much.
space.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you just yet. I will say I'm doing a masterclass that
Yeah.
I've done a couple of masterclasses over the years there, and this time it's going to be Pip's Pony Club Rally.
Yeah.
Because I'm great, I'm a great supporter of the Pony Club, and I think it will be fun to have some members and me teaching members of the Pony Club, and hopefully a lot of the people that want to come and watch it will be, to a level that a lot of people ride at. So hopefully come and watch and listen, and maybe hopefully you might learn just, even if it's one little tip.
I imagine probably quite a lot. Listen, it's an amazing day out. So fantastic shopping. We've got some live shows. See Pip in action.
Top show jumpers in the world, 5-star jumping. I mean, you've got the World Cup, the World Cup, the London International Grand Prix. I mean, top names are there, and
quite a few names from our previous guests as well will be there. So
you'll come along and you're going to know so many people.
I'm going to have loads of mates. Remember the London International was the first time that we properly spent time together last year when I got invited. To hang out. I got invited. The first time I've been to the London International, actually, I went a long time ago when I was a kid. This time round, on my first time, I was invited to the Royal Box. I got to hang out in the Royal Box with Pippa Funnell and Princess Anne.
She wasn't in there.
She was there earlier in the day.
She was there the day before.
I tell my friends, actually, we were in the same box. A few hours apart.
She was maybe earlier in the day, but no. Hopefully at some stage, maybe we should try and see if she could come.
That would be maybe this year at the London International, if we're in the same box, we can try and convince her to come on and chat to us. But if you haven't got your tickets yet, make sure you do. There is a discount through Talk Horse. Talk Horse 25 gets you 25% off tickets. And we'd love to see you and connect with as many of you as we can live. I think the live show is also really fun for us as well, aren't they?
Hopefully.
So far they've gone quite well. Why do you look so concerned? We always put it off.
Because it's
Unedited.
Yeah.
I think
it's very human to make mistakes, and yes, I mean, you always run that risk.
But please come down. We'd love to see that. Right, well, we've got another exciting game to play today, because I know how much you enjoy it. And you do enjoy these games, I know you do.
Oh, I love
Although
them.
Pip doesn't like it when I win the games. And I think we're probably tied at the moment, I have to say. Anyway, today's game is for you.
Okay.
So it's an opportunity for you to get a point back on
Can
the
I put
leaderboard. You may remove the iPad.
Maybe I could cheat with it.
Use your chat GPT quickly. Depends how quickly you can type. I think you'll be quite good at this one. Today's name of the game is Who Neighs the Plot? In honour of our guest to be, you have to guess the horse-themed film from the tagline. So this tagline sums up the film, and you've got to guess what the film is. And they are the real taglines. So this is, and I think you'll do all right at this. And we can walk it through, we can talk it through, discuss it. Obviously, I have the answers, so I'm expecting big things. Right, number one. So this is the tagline of the film. You get the premise, right?
Not really, but
It will make sense. Okay. A long shot becomes a legend. And they're all going to be
is
relatively
that
horsey themed.
Champions?
No.
Oh no, no. Hang on. Long shot becomes a legend.
Yeah.
It's not Champion the Wonder Horse or.
Okay, I'll give you a clue.
Oh, I just long shot becomes a legend.
What is a lovely sweet treat that you like to have with your tea? And where are you going to be?
Digestive biscuits.
And then you go on holiday to sit by the.
See?
So put.
Digestive biscuit. See? A sea biscuit.
Digestive biscuit, see.
Sea biscuit.
Sea biscuit. Well done.
Oh, right.
I think I'm giving you a point for that. I think, just for comedic value, you can have a point for that one. So you get the premise of the game now.
Digestive sea biscuit.
Digestive Sea Biscuit. It's a spin-off. It's the prequel to Sea Biscuit. It's when McVitie sponsor the film. Okay, number two. Separated by war, tested by battle, bound
Warhorse.
by friendship. Correct. Nice. See, you're getting the hang of it now. Number three. A story for all ages, a friendship for all time. Share the adventure. You do know this film. It's one of your favourite soundtracks.
Beauty.
Yes. Okay, this one you have to get. Champions, a true story.
Now, what one of that is?
Digestive Sea Biscuit. Hobnob.
Champions.
Yeah. And then this is a bonus.
Do you know, I'm going to say this. This is really sad.
Oh.
It's not sad, but we had Bob Champion, and I might start crying now, because that theme tune, it meant so much to me, and I found it very special that actually that was the music that Mum came into for her funeral.
What a beautiful honour.
I was so, the music is so moving, and I hadn't played it for a long time until we had that episode with Bob Champion, and I was so moved by it, and I just couldn't. I wanted to try and find a really nice piece of music, and that was what I chose. So anyway, right, okay, this was meant to be a silly game, but I just thought
No,
I
I
had
think
to
that's
tell you
beautiful.
that. Okay, next one.
Well, I don't want to do the last one now.
No, you can, because we can laugh again now.
Okay, this one is not so question related, but very
Bill
relevant.
and Ben, the Flower Pot Men.
Nailed it. What would the tagline for that be? This is going to be such great clips. Let the magic begin.
Magic Roundabout.
Think of our guest to be my favourite movie franchise, the first
Harry Potter.
and the...
Temple of Doom.
Have you just got Indiana Jones and Harry Potter mixed up? I'm not sure Harry Potter would be so...
Harry Potter.
So magic theme with
Is
his
it
little
one of his
hat.
movies?
Yeah. Do you know your Harry Potter films?
No.
So the first one is the Sorcerer's Stone.
Right.
I'm really, really excited to hear.
Was that the answer?
That was the answer, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Right. Well,
Do
there's
you
not a
wanna,
horse in
just
that.
for a bonus one, do you want to try and think of one for me?
For you, but what I need a tagline.
Be any film.
I know the movie I'm thinking of.
Okay, should we do Sherrod's version? For the people. Is it I can't, playing Sherrod's my family is an absolute travesty.
Oh, I can't think
Good
of
game's a
how
quick
to
game.
act it.
Go on, give it a go. It's a film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many words is it? 2 words. First word.
Roar!
Lion King.
Yes.
Yes! Good, very good. Look at that synergy. 1 year of presenting together. And we just know each other.
Roar!
I think it's time to bring on today's guest.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Really, I know you're going to be really excited about this one. And for any listeners, as we say, we have so many varied guests.
From all walks of life.
all walks of life.
And this man has walked a few lives, I believe.
Absolutely. I think going back in time, there will be some amazing stories to hear from him.
A man who's done it all. We have today Greg Powell, one of Britain's leading stunt coordinators and horse masters. His credits include some of the biggest franchises in the world, including Harry Potter, Fast and Furious, and even James Bond. I mean, this man has worked on so many amazing films.
I really think if you're going to listen, it's worth Googling him and just seeing the amount of movies he's appeared in and doing his stunt work and coordinating the stunts.
Yeah, his IMDb list is probably more extensive than most Hollywood actors. He has literally worked on everything. He began his career as a stunt performer and went on to plan and direct action scenes seen by millions. He's also known for training both riders and horses for some very complex stunts. So worked with amazing actors, obviously worked with amazing horses, and we're really excited to chat to him today. So
let's talk horse with Greg Powell. Greg, welcome to Talk Horse.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Great to have you on, and I'm really excited because I've been told that you've got many, many, many stories to tell, and I'm really looking forward to.
Some I can tell, some I can't.
I think we can tell all of them. We can edit out the ones you're not happy
Please
with
do.
later.
Yeah, they do edit here, so we'll see. But I think the listeners actually quite enjoy some of the fun stories that have come out. So
I'll do my
Absolutely.
best.
First things first, before we get into your amazing career, obviously we're on Talk Horse. So how did you first connect with horses?
Well, not far from here, the other side of Kennington Park, my grandfather had the archways in just off of Worth Road, and he used to have all the ponies in there because the Elephant Castle Horse Market was just around the back from there, and he had a couple of arches there, and he used to hire horses out to the rag and bone men. Yeah. So that was my start as a young kid, just watering them, letting them out to the trough, pumping the water from the old well. Yeah. And that was my start of horses from a very young age.
Wow. So even in the city, you kind of had that connection with
horses?
Yeah,
that Kennington Park, we used to, literally over there, used to creep up to the gate. You used to take one of the old ponies out of the stalls and just have a quick gallop across and back in the stall before anyone knew it. Right across the park.
I think we should try that after the pod.
Might not get away with it today, But that's what we used to do. Or just to hack around the streets.
Amazing. So at that stage, was it kind of more like your childhood, you were connected with them? Was it something that you thought maybe... I think because of my grandfather, my father, his brother, they all horses, so it was a natural thing that I carried on. But I enjoyed it. I used to go over there in the mornings, just water them before I went to school. Yeah. Straight out of school, used to go any chance I got to go there, I used to go.
Because obviously in London, there's not that much opportunity.
No, not really. But then when you think back then, the traffic was. I've got a picture somewhere of me and my father driving a horse and little tub cart round Trafalgar Square. Wow. And in that shot is a bus and a taxi, I think one car. Wow. If you look at Trafalgar Square today, you'd be terrified to take horse and cart around there today.
It'd take you 5 hours to get around with the traffic.
You wouldn't, Yeah. But that's what it was like them days. You could, and everyone knew horses them days, you go and pat them now, they not at all.
It's funny, we chatted to a previous guest, mentioned there was a riding club literally just around the corner here. So there is still, I guess...
Yeah, you've got one, the Brixton, Ebony, Dulwich. They'd be the closest one to here. There used to be 2 at Brixton, but I think there's only one. At Shakespeare Road, there used to be one. Yeah. One at Dulwich, which me and a few of the, Dane,
Dane Rawlings, Tristan he's very high up in the dressage world. Yeah. Lives near Hickstead, and yes, he came very much from a inner city
he
kid
did,
background, didn't he?
And also Mark Beaver as well.
So Tristan, Mark Beaver. Sorry, anyone listening who doesn't know who Mark Beaver is. Mark Beaver has worked for Nick Skelton for many years, groomed, and he was Big Star's groom at the games. I mean, forever. Beave's been there, and now he works for Dan Skelton in the racing yard.
Yeah.
So you all came from this area?
We all met up there about when we was, I think it was 10, because you couldn't ride at that riding school under 10.
Yeah.
So we all started around 10 years of age. There, I think I was there, I think a year or two older than Dane, so I would have been about 11 or 12, and Mark was the same.
And all went in very different directions from there.
Yeah. Oh, I learnt to fall off, they learnt to stay on.
Well, so yeah, let's talk about, I mean, we'd love to hear about how you got into stunts. Was that something you established when you were quite young, that you're quite good at falling off?
It was something that I was always going to do because my father was a stuntman.
Yeah.
His brother was a stuntman, and I used to go, as a kid, I used to go to all the sets. I remember the first set I remember going to was from Russia We Love.
Wow, okay.
At Pinewood Studios, the gypsy encampment out the back, and I used to, I think I was probably 8 at the time, 1963 I think it was. Used to run out and get all the other stuntmen teas and coffees. And they, son, go and get my machine gun. I used to run to the armoury and get their machine, like you could do that today.
As you do, yeah.
There'd be murders today if you was to send a kid to get a machine gun, but that's how it was.
Well, real life machine gun.
But even so, it's a machine gun. But I used to, that's what I used to do. So I used to love that. And if I went to do that, it was night work, so I knew I wasn't going to school the next day, which I hated anyway. So I got the days off. Anytime I could go on a film set or do anything with them.
Yeah.
So, and I was going to do nothing else because I loved it, and I'm still doing Cowboys and Indians today. As a 70-year-old.
Was your father working with horses and stunts?
Yeah.
Both
my father and uncle was all, a lot. When I first started in the film business, all my work used to for years was always horse work.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do more. I wanted to do motorbikes and cars, but it took an amount of time. But most of my stuff, from '67 when I'd done my first job. For 5-6 years was all horse work, but I wanted to do other stuff.
And it's amazing. I mean, sometimes we get so engrossed in great movies, don't you, that you don't actually really take on board what goes on behind the scenes.
You've seen, some of the traffic that it causes. You see these signs up on the side of location signs, and suddenly you pull in there, and it's like a mini Hollywood.
Yeah.
You've got caravans, you've got electrical vehicles, camera vehicles, special effects vehicles. It is massive behind the scenes. You don't realise how many people there are to make that one film.
Often just for one scene as well. That
for one scene.
Yeah. And then you've got horses on top of that, which might be. So how do you go about training a horse for a movie set? Is it?
It's making as much noise as possible, making everything that they're not used to.
Yeah.
Set a fire with smoke. Have some music going. Anything like that. Some flags flying. It's because you're on a film set and suddenly you've got the cameras and someone will pick up a big sheet of poly by surprise, and if you're on an all, he'd be gone.
Yeah.
So anything surprise, not in a bad way, but anything you can do that way to get all to use smoke, fire, noise.
Yeah.
Like gunfire, you should do smoke machines.
So what, did you have them in stables and you pressed record and
always. I'd always like to have music going. I like to have flags up, even shields with their jousting shields. We used to put it's colour, smoke, anything like that they get used to.
And so were they based with you, these horses? Did you train them up?
Most of the horses here, I use Stephen Dent.
Oh right, yeah.
Because I've known Stephen since he was a kid, and his mum Shirley and their grandfather Johnny Rocks. So I've always gone with Stephen like that. But then you got Naprusis who's doing it.
We had him.
Who, Daniel?
Yeah.
Did he fit in this chair?
Well, he was actually.
He was our first guest, wasn't he?
He was our first guest. Our very first guest.
Daniel, yeah. Well, I've known Daniel since you and his dad, Gerard, when on Willow. The first Willow that we done.
Yeah.
He was tiny. So he's grown up then, yeah.
He certainly has, yeah.
So, but that's who I would use here is Stephen. Mm-hmm. And then if I'm abroad, you find someone, or you wind up buying a load of horses. Like when I first went to Morocco, we bought a load of horses.
And how's that work in terms of a lead time? Because surely then you've got to train the horses for the stunt.
It depends. I mean, when I'd done Living Daylights out there, I think I was out there for about 2 months before.
Just getting the horses prepped
Yes,
for the scene.
getting the horses ready and selecting them for the actors or actresses.
Yeah.
You know, then
Based on
at that
ability.
time we was training falling horses as well, so you need a couple of months for them to start training them to fall.
Yeah.
You might have a rearing horse, which you need a little bit. And, you know, as I said, the actor, you choose horses for the actors and make sure you've got them horses and you've got a double for that horse just in case, you know. Depends on what they're doing.
And you must find now with, obviously, you know, like in sport, more and more, we're looking into the welfare of horses.
Yeah, well, there's no more falling horses. You can't do any more falling horses. They have to lay down nicely. But
because in the old days, I mean,
they used to use trip wires and then it was a running W, then a pitfall. They went years and years ago, and quite rightly so.
Yeah.
Falling horses that we've been training. Honestly, I trained, and so the other guys, 30, 40 years, and you know, you do get a sore mouth, like in any stuff like that, but never had a bad injury.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them horses, I feel sorry for the guys in Spain because they got some really good falling horses, which they can no longer do. But some of them horses are getting on a bit, like the old show jumpers. They go on for years. That's all they ever done, but now they're out of work. So it's a shame, but I understand it.
Yeah.
But it is a shame because they was really looked after, and it's not like they're falling on this. They really nice beds they got on, you know. But you know, that's life.
It's crazy, isn't it? How a scene that looks so natural and just organic is, you know, it's all choreographed, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And it's every single moment. So how do you go about? You know, you get a brief for a film or for a
stunt. I mean, there's lots of rehearsal. We get a brief from the director. We have lots of meetings about it. We put something together, like a cavalry charge, or you know, all that. It's all worked out at a walking pace, at a trotting pace.
So you block it out moment by moment.
Always blocking it out. You know, especially when you've got a lot of horses. I mean, we had in Morocco, we had 67 horses charging.
Wow.
Out there, and I had Spanish guys, but then you have the Moroccans. Once they get into a gallop, they got no control at all. And I just remember we doing one charge with a whole lot, and I was on a quad bike with the assistant sitting on the back of it facing them, and I used to go across them like that to keep them in a line. Yeah. And suddenly, as I used to scoot off, then they used to charge. We done it one day, and as I scooted off, I hit the switch off button and the quad bike died.
No.
And there was horses going by and he was screaming on the back. And then I realised what I'd done. What he never called me was unbelievable. I mean, how we never got hit. It was, I mean, out of 167 horses, I think 67.
Well, well-trained horses get it.
But but it's a lot of thought goes in
for sure.
to that sort of stuff before we actually do it. It's not, we just don't turn up on the day
of course.
And do charges or whatever. It's got to be done.
So, but then you've got the challenge of, obviously, you know, the horses are incredibly well trained. I think, you know, they're probably the champions in this situation. Then you've got the challenge of having an actor on the back of the horse.
That's
obviously,
right,
a lot of it's done by stunt doubles, I imagine.
Yeah, but, there's a lot of actors that you know, we let them ride, and they're good riders. Yeah. You know, but there's some that they look good, they're just pulling up to the camera and just leaving the camera. Yeah. After that, please have the double on there. Yeah. Whether it's a stunt person or a good riding person, have the double, because you know it's not only the themselves, it could injure, you know, you've got these cameras and lights that they can crash into, travelling vehicles with steady cam on.
So will you sit down with the actors and kind of like go through
Yeah, I mean, we have them up, we take them up to Stevens, or if they was at the Pruses, you know, and they'd have the school there, select them a horse and just, you know, just go from there. I remember years ago we done First Night with Richard Gere, and he come up to the stables for his first ride. He got on.
Thinking I've got my work cut out.
I thought, what is going on? He's selected as, you know, Sir Lancelot, and he's going to ride. He was awful. He was, he had the rein, the horse was going around like this and everything like that. Anyway, he come, and I must say, if you watch the film, by the time he finished, he was a very good rider, because we give him to Miguel Pedregosa, who was one of the guys I brought over to train the horses, and Miguel took him. And if you watch First Night, and he was... At the
beginning, he was crap. At
the beginning, he was absolute crap.
Was Pretty Woman before then? Because he rode up on the grey horse in Pretty Woman, didn't he? Was that? He obviously only had to walk. He only had to walk doing that.
I don't know if that was before or after, to be honest with you. I really don't. No, I think it must have been before.
Must be quite nice working with. Well, you wouldn't probably.
No, I don't look at him that way, but
but I
was
wouldn't mind working alongside Richard Gere.
Yeah, no, he was all right. But you know, must say with him, you know, when we actually told him he's got to come for more because he was useless, and he took it really well. He did come every day, twice a day. He went to do his sword work. You know, he was learning the sword fight. But each one, the riding and the sword, he was very good at. You know, once he started that film, he cracked on.
I mean, what a great benefit of being an actor. You get to come and train with the best and kind of leave the movie with a.
I mean, Hugh Grant. It was one of his first. Lady and the Highwayman. He come up. You know, come up like that. He couldn't ride one side of a donkey, and the girl had him on the lunge, and he kept on prattling about like that. And I used to listen. I thought, poor cow. I said, look. Let me have him for 5 minutes. Got him alone. Got the wheel and a crack like that. He was back like that. He sat up a bit lively then,
humbling,
and he got all right after the end there. But he, as Hugh does, he didn't, listen too well to the girl until the authority come in and cracked the whip, and then he sat tight.
Damn right. So you've done quite a few of these stunts yourself as well, haven't you?
Years ago, not so much now, but
off horses,
off horses,
we've spoken a little bit about your work with horses. Let's talk about your stunts and the movies you've done without horses.
Without horses, wow. Bond films.
Talk me through that.
The first one I done was the Spy Who Loved Me. The 3 submarines in the big boat.
Great film.
Yeah, putting a different costume on every day, getting shot every day or blown up every day in different costumes. Yeah. That was the first time I'd done a high fall on that film, which I really wanted to do. And it was off the top of
You really wanted to do a high fall?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was off the top of the 007 stage into the water.
Yeah.
3 of us got blown up off of that. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And it was great because I always wanted to do it.
How's your day been? Yeah, decent. Got blown up, chucked up a building.
And Bob Simmons, who was the coordinator, he said, do you want to do a fall today? Yeah, please, Bob.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you must be so brave.
I don't know, brave or silly.
Professional bouncer.
It was money in your pocket, extra money, and that was great. So I'd done that one, and from that one fall, I've got other jobs. Oh, we can do that. It's like when I'd done, there was a thing we done years at Stuntman Challenge, where I turned an Arctic truck over for the first time. I attempted to turn it over, but it didn't work that well. It went up
like
the
a
ramp
huge Arctic
lorry.
Yeah.
It went up. It went sideways, but it was so long. By the time the back was going up the ramp, the front was coming down, and it went all over the place. Yeah. But then the following year, I'd actually turned one over, and from that job, I got other truck jobs to turn over. So when you do one, you tend to get more work.
Wow.
And you must have had some injuries.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I've got 2 new knees, part shoulder, but there's a lot of wear and tear. But breaking bones, wrist and ankles is
occupational
as part of it.
A bit like me, really.
Same as you. Same as you. I mean, you talk some of the jumps you jump on that cross country.
Yeah. When you fall off, it's
I still wouldn't jump off a building and get blown up.
I mean, that's brave. That's brave.
No, I still think.
When you don't know the fall's coming.
But then you've got to have an explosion behind it to make it look good.
I mean, what an exciting career. Have you seen the film The Fall Guy?
Yes.
I mean, that's a really
it's great. But the best stunt film to see if you want to see it is Hooper with Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
For a stuntman film, what goes on and funny as well is Hooper.
But I think what I loved about The Fall Guy is that it really highlighted, how integral these individuals are to the success of Hollywood. Yeah. And also how much you put yourself through. I mean, it must be.
Yeah.
But
you see that on screen, but there's a lot of lead up to that. You're doing car turnovers. You get the car prepped. You make sure you get that right. You do it with a pipe ramp. You might do it with a cannon. Yeah. It's a lot of work before you actually do these stunts. You just don't turn up on the day. Yeah. You might do a fight scene on the day or certain stuff, but the bigger stuff you want to rehearse and make sure it's tested to make sure the job goes well on the day.
So I should think the injuries are more likely to happen when you rehearse it
more
rather than the real thing.
More so, yeah. More so. My son-in-law, he had a very bad accident on the Fast and Furious film where he fell 25 feet straight onto his head.
Oh, my God.
Was unconscious for a month in the London hospital. And he got brain damage. But, he's come round. He's still in...
Your son-in-law?
Yeah.
So your daughter's...
My daughter.
Husband?
Yeah.
She was a brave then, having a father and grandfather in the trade.
She's doing it as well.
Oh, my word.
Wow. So really, is it a family?
Yeah.
So you're from your father to your daughter?
My uncle, me, my younger brother.
Are you kind of the mafia of the
No. Well, no, I don't like it. People think so, but no, we're not. So it's a whole family thing. Wow. But, he suffered that bad accident, and that was 6 years ago, and he's still, he can't work again. Not that, you know, if he was sitting there, you wouldn't know it, but we notice that he gets tired very quickly. And stuff, and he goes to his little studio every day. He's doing his artwork, but he can't no longer go. He can't get a normal job because he wouldn't last a day. But the one job he did love was the stunt work, and all his friends who he passed and got to the stunt, they go off to work, and he sits at home and can't go with them as such, you know. So it's very hard for him, but he's doing fine.
So back to sorry,
No, you go.
I want to go back to the horses. So are you still involved with the horses and stunts, or
If the job comes up and it's horse work, absolutely, absolutely.
And do you do much with horses outside?
I've got a couple of horses with Dane that I share with Dane, dressage horses. I watch them go round and round one way and round the other way. Legs go up that way, let's go down that way.
Choreographed,
and I've seen it.
Good.
So I have.
So what makes a good horse for a movie then? Because obviously the training's integral, but are there certain characteristics or things that
a lot of them are using the Spanish horses because their actions and the way they look all flash, which they like on films, and the Frisians, they look for the same thing that are quite good. But the Spanish horses, they tend to use a lot more than, you know, the thoroughbreds or three-quarter breds, because they seem to settle and get into the job a lot better.
Is there a certain type of character or kind of personality?
Brave one.
Well, about to say a brave one, because you know, it's one thing training a horse for dressage or, you know, fencing or whatever, when you've got roles to carry out, but then I guess the job is so different week on week.
It's like you know when you're riding for 10, 20 minutes what it's going to be like. You can either progress with it, or it's like when we used to train foal horses. When you used to get one not going so well, you used to put him to one side because he's going to hurt himself, or he's going to hurt one of us. Yeah. And you get to that thing and say, no, definitely pass him on. And that's what you should do with, you know, if you've got an actor's horse. If it looks like he's going to be a little bit spooky, then it's no good putting an actor on him, because you're going to be in trouble.
Expensive mistake.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, I can imagine. Talking of, it's not actually any relevance at all. I have to talk about my favourite movie franchise of all time, because I am that generation. I'm the Harry Potter generation.
Yes.
I grew up reading the books. The first book I ever read was...
I never read a Harry Potter book. No,
amazing.
I didn't.
Grew up listening to Stephen Fry, and I believe you were involved with quite a few of the Harry Potter.
I've done all the films.
Yeah, because I've been to Harry Potter World. I've got my own wand. I mean, this is probably boring for you, but I'm a bit...
You got your own wand?
Yeah, got the Elder Wand, Albus Dumbledore's one.
Well, I've got a wand. Well, everyone who worked on the film has got a wand.
I had to buy mine.
I actually bought one.
No, you didn't.
I actually bought for 10 years. I didn't take a thing off of that film. Not a hat, not a coat, not a wand or anything. I went up going to the museum and I spent 90 quid on a wand. Why am I spending?
That's expensive.
Why am I buying? I could have had one anyway. You know?
Were you trying to turn someone into something they aren't?
Maybe, yeah.
Are you trying to turn someone into something they aren't?
Well, the producer of Harry Potter's now the producer of the James Bond film, so James Bond's new gadget's going to be a wand, isn't it?
That's quite smart. So talk me through. So what?
I was the stunt coordinator, looking after all the kids.
Yeah.
The Quidditch that we started on that, you know.
Oh, that would have been fun.
That was going to work.
You've created a whole sport for back up.
I know.
Quidditch is actually played.
You know, when I won't use the language what the governor of Warner Brothers said on the way out of Warner Brothers, but when I first got the job, I was speaking with Chris Columbus and the producers in a room just like this, and it led to Quidditch. You know, how are we going to do this? And Chris Columbus was talking. You know what? Why don't we try like skydiving? What? Or I said, you know, flying around. Well, can you do it? I went, I don't know, because no one's ever done it. I said, but we can try. And he got really interested in that. Anyway, I left the office, got into my car. I always smoke a cigar, lit a cigar. By the time I got to the gate, the head of Warner Brothers in London, Roy Button, was on the phone. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Yes.
What have you been saying at that meeting? I went, what? He said, jumping out of aeroplanes. I went, the conversation, he went, I don't give what way the conversation went. No one's going to be jumping out of planes on this film. So that was the end of that. Yeah. That one. I got squashed straight away. But we did do it on the third or fourth film.
Okay.
You know,
how did you do this Quidditch then?
It's all on a blue screen or green screen. We was on motion rigs that travelled on cranes that we used to move them about.
You're not swinging from wires?
No, what we done, we used a Russian swing and a trampoline where they used to collide. So one guy would be on the Russian swing. Yeah. And as he used to leave, the other guy used to jump off a rostrum onto the trampoline. They used to crash into midair. Yeah. stuff like that. They
You
used
go
to
down to
travel.
Harry Potter World, you can see how they film it.
I should think I'd be quite good. They're on broomsticks, aren't they?
Yeah. So we had a good time doing that.
So how? Because it's funny, you kind of mentioned like you've been in the business and the game for a long time now. How has the introduction of kind of green screen and CGI changed a lot of the practices that happen in the stunt world?
You're still doing stunt work in front of green screens. Just that it's their background they're putting on. You're still doing falls or fire jobs. I think it was the third or fourth one we actually tried someone jumping out of a plane.
Is that for a fall then? Off the
for a
broom?
fall, but the Harry Potter falling through the clouds. And I said, "We've got to try it. I think it'll look great." Well, can you do it? I said, "I'll try." So I got one of the
Sorry, you were a bit big for Harry Potter, or was it one of your big?
So we just got one of the stunt guys who does skydiving, and his pal. Just go out and just film tumbling through the air, get a broomstick. So they stopped at B&Q on the way down to they called them bought a broomstick. And they jumped out of the plane, the broomstick went. So that probably ended up in Dover somewhere. Never ever found that one. We never ever done it because it didn't work then. But now they're actually doing it for real now, playing Quidditch now.
Yeah, because I go to Clapham Common and there's people playing Quidditch.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
I guess all thanks to you.
So how do they do it in Clapham Common?
They don't actually fly. They put
no,
it between their legs.
I gathered that.
It's like
what they're doing with the horses between model horses doing the show
the
jumping.
hobby
horse,
yeah. Oh, right.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
polo
really
meets
big,
hobby
hobby horses.
Yeah.
Very big.
Cheap as well.
Yeah,
yeah, I might try that Quidditch. Yeah. You wouldn't fall off either, would you?
No, that's a lot safer than eventing, I think, hobby horsing.
I think there was Quidditch a little bit in every film, so every year we was doing a little bit, and it progressed through the years, what we was doing.
And then did you double for
Hagrid?
Yeah.
On the motorbike.
So that was when he delivers Harry Potter to Privet Drive?
That was my brother doing that one.
Okay. So when they're evading the Death Eaters.
That was my brother doing that one, and I'd done the stuff with the sidecar.
Yeah.
In one of the last two.
When they're transporting from Privet Drive to the Grimmauld Place in the Order of the Phoenix.
Flying through, and it breaks down, and I go through the Dartford Tunnel. And
and you're getting chased by Death Eaters. It's a great scene.
Yeah.
I must watch it.
That's you?
That's me.
How do you get through Dartford Tunnel that quickly?
They shut that off, and we was in there. That's where I got on the last day of that. When we crashed into the water, I get pulled into the water by a Land Rover. Okay. They just towed me into the water, flew me in, and we'd done a test. And I just put a dry suit on and just fired me into the water. Well, that was all right. I felt like that. That night we come to shoot it. Now I put the boots on, which are that big. I put Hagrid's outfit on, which is that big. Then I put a great big Hagrid mask on. So now I'm 3 times the size. And now when they fired me into the water, I got so much water hitting me.
Yeah.
It just took me off the back of the bike. But for some silly reason, this arm, I just kept hold of the handlebars. Yeah. And it pulled this right out down to there.
Oh.
And it was lucky enough there was quite a few boys that night, because as I was laying over, the water I was slowly getting drowned like that, and it took 5 boys to pull me out, because the outfit I had on was all leather and soaking wet, and it took 5 of them to get me out of there.
Yeah.
But then that was down there,
God,
like that. But that is the name of the game.
Isn't it? Wow.
The name of the
you saved
game.
Robbie Coltrane a dodgy shoulder that day.
He did, yeah. He was a nice guy, Robbie.
Yeah? Was he also a big lad as well?
Wasn't as tall as me, but he was big. Like, I doubled Robbie years ago on Kroll when he was a lot, as I am now, I suppose. Yeah. Riding Liam Neeson, quite a few of them.
Right, with all the greats, amazing.
He's one of my favourite actors.
You love Liam Neeson.
Oh, I love Liam Neeson.
He's really nice, Liam.
Oh, I'd love to. It's one on my bucket
get him on
list.
the podcast.
I would love to.
Get him in.
Does he ride?
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Do you know him personally?
I do, yeah.
Oh, would he put in a good word? God, I'd love to have him.
You're trying to get Tom Cruise on and Liam Neeson now. One of the two will.
Yeah.
Tom
rides well, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dan was saying that.
Yeah.
But you've worked with some amazing people.
Yeah.
What was your favourite film to work on? What's your favourite stunt as well?
I go back to, there's been so many films that I've worked on, and they've all been, when you go back to working with Peter Sellers on the Pink Panther, we've had the greatest time ever with that. But the one I always go back to was The Wild Geese, with Richard Burton, Roger Moore, Richard Harris, in Japanese, Messina. It was great, it was proper filmmaking. Yeah. There was any free radios. There was no playback.
Got
director
the shot we didn't.
stood by the camera, said action, cut, got that one, moved on. You know, they wasn't pressing playback all the time, which is it's nice to see. I always go back to that one because it was the first big location that I went on to as well, to South Africa.
Amazing.
But then you go on to Bond films, you travel around with Bond films.
Must be incredible.
Brilliant.
Wasn't it?
A really exciting life. Yeah.
You see the best
It's like
parts.
you're living in movie land the whole time.
You see the best parts of it, but you also see the
Yeah.
ones that people don't see, the other side of it.
Proper experience.
Oh, yeah, it is. It
I
is.
think I love it. I'm so fascinated how, just films in general, I'm fascinated, but just how that you bring them to life with those amazing stunts. I think it's
It used to be, you know, because I'd like to say, why don't you come down to Pinewood with me and have a look round? Because I could give,
I'd love that.
Yeah, but the problem is now
You're not get us in.
it's access. I could get into Buckingham Palaces and I can get into Pinewood Studios.
wow. Well, because it's all like big NDAs.
Unbeknown,
can't be.
and I'll say this online,
Social
now,
media's ruined it.
unbeknown to a lot of the filmmakers, and I've never done anything wrong other than take people around for a tour. And that tour used to generate money for the charity that it was.
Yeah.
You know, and they used to pay £8,000, £9,000, £1,000 more to have a tour around Pinewood. Can you do it, Greg? Of course I'm going to do it. You know, for the charity, I used to take them for lunch in the lovely restaurant in Pinewood. Used to walk around Pinewood. You know, we can't go on that one today because they're filming there, but you can have a look at this one. You take them to the special effects, the prop shops. Used to take them to, and I used to generate money. You know, for the charities.
When you say, the charities.
For the charities, you know, whatever it was, the jockeys one.
Injured riders, or the jockeys.
We've done that one, and
jockeys.
it was for a tour around, and they said, "Can you do 2 families?" I went, "For sure." It was like, "Come to £5,000." I'm not going to say no, but I shouldn't have been doing it because they don't allow that things. But I used to sneak them in, say they're coming for an audition.
They're all friends and family. Yeah, that's my brother.
So you can't really sneak us in.
We can start doing tours around here.
Yeah, no.
Could you get us? Well, maybe if you got a special effect mask, they might.
Prosthetic.
I'm
with
sure. I'm
someone
sure I
else.
could arrange something. It's
God,
just
I'd love
we'll
that.
do it
It's
for
not
charity,
far.
yeah.
It's not far from us either, is it?
Pinewood, Slough,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah. See what's
I
going on
actually
there.
drove past it the other day because the M25 was blocked, and,
That's right.
and Waze took me past Pinewood. And I thought,
yeah.
it's like,
It's a huge. It's a
Massive.
serious
The problem
scale.
is we used to, all stuntmen used to meet on a Friday. If they wasn't working, it was a known fact. You go to Pinewood, meet in the bar, have a few drinks, have lunch, then you might go out for the night, and that was it. But you can't get into the studio. There's no social life anymore in the film business. You've got Netflix, you've got Amazon, you've got Apple. It's like top secret. Everything's top secret. You know, you can't walk from that set to that set because there's a dividing line. You've got to have a pass to get in there. You've got to have a pass to get in there. You've got to have a pass to go to the toilet down that corridor. Years ago, you used to just walk round, tap on the door. Oh, come in, Greg, have a cup of tea. And
I guess that's because everything will be on social media now.
Yeah, I mean, just frightened to let anything
but
go.
everything's like that though now. The
I
world.
find it's just a shame now. Shame.
So we've spoken about amazing stunts on
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Let's talk about stunts with horses.
Yeah.
Mounted chases, cavalry charges. What's the most impressive?
Chariot racing.
Chariot racing, because it must
Chariot. If I go back to the first Lord of the Rings, the first chase.
Did you do the first Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, the first one. The Wraiths. Oh, it's so long ago.
The Wraiths, the ring Wraiths.
All
The
that
Night
gallop
Kings.
where they was chasing the girl through the woods. And
the hobbits through the woods.
Yeah, when they had the Hobbit on front.
Yeah.
All that through the woods.
Eowyn, chasing Eowyn
That's
through.
it. In New Zealand, we done that one. I was proud of that one.
Across the river.
Yes, it.
So how did you CGI?
CGI, the water.
But so those aren't real horses.
Yeah, no. That was the only part of CGI. All the other through the woods and with the Hobbit, and that
CGI?
wasn't a dummy on the front of that horse either. It was a little Kieran Shah,
Wow.
a guy who been a stuntman forever, this big,
Yeah.
and he had a mask on, couldn't see a thing. He was brave enough to do it because them horses weren't going slow,
Yeah.
in and out of all them trees, and stuff. So
That's
I like that
amazing.
one.
Have you seen that scene?
No,
Fellowship of the
sorry.
Ring.
Again, what's CGI?
Computer graphic.
Oh, sorry.
Computer generated imagery.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's actually so nice to not be the least educated.
I'm sure. I hate to tell you, but there will be a lot of listeners out there that are like me that might not know what CGI is.
Yeah, there's
We'll
gonna be
put
a lot-
it to a
there's gonna-
poll.
There's going to be a lot more of it, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that AI,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that is a serious. That must have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
to work
we
on.
had that one and with Richie Aguirre again. What was that?
But you
film
must
called?
be. Sorry, I still feel
You've got to see that scene though, because
Yeah,
to actually
it
do that
is
on
incredible.
horse,
But
on,
the speed, do you speed it up, or is it going that fast?
No, on that one, we was actually going that fast.
So you must really check out
The whole of the ground that we done, we just walk on foot first, you know, to make sure
It's
we're
a
going,
clear
'cause
path.
we're
at
going
the-
along with a tracking vehicle as well, so we've got to make sure we're clear of that, make sure it's safe enough for that to keep going.
yeah,
You know, and the horses travelling behind it, beside it, then they go off into the trees, then come back and cross.
yeah.
So it's all walked out first, you know, stones, holes,
Yes.
anything like that, you know, any branches that we need cutting off, you know, because we want to go as fast as we can, as safe as we can.
Yes.
And that should be done every time we've done a horse charge or anything. You always check the ground out and where you're going,
Yeah.
you know.
So how do you then, in Lord of the Rings, for example, I've just finished rewatching Game of Thrones, and the Battle of the Bastards
Yeah.
for me is one of the most
Yeah, yeah.
epic horse scenes ever. How do you then have two cavalries meeting together? How's that kind of choreographed?
I've done that twice, once on first night. I mean, it's positioning that they've always got a route through.
On their line.
You know, it looks like a mess to start, which it probably is. But once we get the crossover, there's always a route through.
Out.
But you've got to be very careful because you've only got horse to shy to one side and you're straight into it, which lucky enough, touch wood, I've never had. But there's always a route through that. You're shooting it from the side, that initial clash.
Yeah.
But there's always pathways through before they start stopping and swinging their swords around.
And then will there be, say, X amount of riders and horses, and then the rest will be generated? Say if there's a huge army.
It depends. I mean, on first night they was all live horses and riders. I think maybe Braveheart they used CGI, you know, extra stuff on Troy, extra stuff, you know. But I like it when it's real because it is then real.
Yeah.
You haven't got another 100 horses there which are not real.
Yeah.
And I think you see
tell
that.
the difference. Yeah.
I think if you can't afford to do it, then make the lens closer to fill that lens up with how many horses you got, because that's real.
I just noticed I was looking on Facebook, and they were advertising in our area in
Horse
Surrey.
riders.
Yeah, they were for experience. Really? I didn't fit it in because they were looking for experienced male riders for a movie in the Surrey area. So people that were experienced. That was
I'm sure they would have had
advertising.
it.
Yeah.
So do they recruit like that? They obviously do.
They obviously do, yeah.
So
I mean, if you was to use Stephen or the Pruses, you know, they've got their amount of rides. They know the riders.
Well,
it's
I know
not always stuntmen that ride the horses. You know, you have the stuntmen to ride the horses and do stunts. Then you've got riders.
Exactly.
Just to do the riding and just keep it going, you know.
Well, William did riders with that.
That's
that
right,
was
exactly.
with
Well, I
Steve
was going to
Dent.
do riders. Funny enough, when Rainbow Brooks Walter, he wrote, God rest his soul, asked me about it years ago. Because Stephen done that, and
Well, William was the
that's
doubled.
right.
He was.
He was Rupert Campbell Black.
that's right, yeah.
But that was slightly. I mean, they didn't have to do what I call proper stunts on that. They just were. They
Had to
were.
look handsome on a
Riders,
horse.
wasn't
Yeah, they were riders. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
guys.
they.
Let's talk.
They didn't have to do any of the stunt work for any of those
And the
naughty
naughty scenes.
scenes.
Put
Well, I
foot
hope
down.
not.
It's going to be strictly
never know.
horseback.
Yes.
Almost made a bad joke. But you guys have known each other for a long time, haven't you? Let's talk about that connection for a little.
Well, we haven't really.
haven't
have
really.
we?
Ish, you've been involved in
Involved,
Yeah.
you know, with around like the sales and you know, with stuff, but not really.
Is that from two equestrian worlds colliding together, or kind of same?
No, it
places?
was really so where the large part of our operation is the Billy Stud, where William sort of has. Obviously, William lives at home with me, but we grew out of our yard, and a real character in the horse world, great sort of showman, wasn't he? Roger Stack was one of the top in the showing world, but he used to break horses for people, back horses, and he lived the other side of the village, and that was where
I lived with Roger and Bridget there, so Jordan's farm. So the connection there. Then you know you rented the yard, and I used to see Roger, used to see Will, used to fly in and out, and so we was always around, but never actually
kind of
like.
and then Roger was like a father figure
Yeah.
to William and I.
I had the best time ever when I had 4 or 5 years with Roger and Bridget. The
Yeah.
best time ever, and learnt so much.
And were you there because of the work you were doing, or were you
I
just
was
kind of
there,
friends?
if I was to tell the truth, I was there because I was a naughty boy here.
Right.
And I got sent down there to get out the
Oh,
way.
you would naughty in London.
Yeah, got sent
What
down
age is
there.
this? 25?
When I was 16.
Yeah.
So I got shipped off down to Forest Green from the Elephant Castle to stay out of trouble, and I wound up staying for. It was like a nice way of doing prison, but 4
Yeah.
or 5 years in Forest Green.
You started to enjoy it.
Yes, it was
Amazing.
nice. Yeah,
So
That's
Roger put you straight, did he,
he
in
put me
life?
straight. Yeah, he did put
There
me
you
straight.
go.
as well.
Horses, they teach people a lot, don't they? Apparently.
Well, Roger, Dad knew Roger because my father used to run a few strip clubs in.
Oh, I didn't know this. I'm
Soho
hearing
and
it.
stuff
Would
like
I know
that.
any of them?
Well, a little bit of my background, because when I think I must have been about 9 or 10, because they had 2 strip. Can I speak about strip clubs?
Well,
I
I
think
don't
so.
know.
I think we.
Well,
got
it
some-
involves horses, but not in the
What,
way you
in a
think.
strip club?
They had one in Walker's Court and one in just off of Peter Street down the other end of Wardour Street.
Yeah.
And they were shutting Walker's Court down to have it decorated.
Yeah.
Because then I used to have like my first girlfriend, Leslie Wilcott. I'll never forget her name. She used to live at the Lambeth Walk.
I was about to say where's that going?
Yeah, no, and we used to walk over to Soho to see
Yeah.
my dad, because not only the strip clubs, he used to have the club in ISO's restaurant, and we used to have a sandwich and then walk back home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we was like 9 or 10,
Yeah.
but then you could walk over. It was great to walk over there. It was never
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
You know, my man said, "Go on, you better get her back home now." I was 9 or 10. And anyway, I'm going off the story. They shut that club down to have it painted and decorated, but they needed to sell tickets to keep the money coming in,
Mm-hmm.
so they could take them down to the other club, which was like a quarter of a mile away. So they come up with an idea: if we get horse and carriage, we sell the tickets, put them in the horse and carriage, bit of novelty,
Yeah.
drive them up Wardour Street, round Peter Street, and come back, drop them off.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can drive that. I can drive what? You can bring the horse and carriage. So they got a horse and carriage off of. They had carts, but they didn't have a carriage where people could sit. So they got it off of old Peter Munt, who used to drive the 4 in hands.
All right, carriage, yeah.
So I got one off him, and I think I was 9 or 10. So we used to keep
Just to clarify, you're driving people from the club to the strip club or to the...
from the club,
Yeah.
from one club which was closed, but they
Yeah.
used to sell tickets on the door.
Right, got you.
Put them in the carriage, drive up Wardour
And
Street.
you were
and-
9 or 10?
Yeah.
So you'd have to wait at the door, obviously.
I used to sit wait in the carriage. I'd
Yeah.
sit there with my bowler out, on coat on. All the old brasses used to be, hello,
So
Greg,
when-
how's Dad, and all that sort of stuff. I knew them all then, didn't
Brilliant.
I? And I used to sit there, and when it used to fill up, I used to just trot on
Off
down
we
the
go.
road, come back. So if I'd done that, then I knew I am going to go to school the next day. So I
Yeah.
was up for that all the time. I was always on time for that.
Work
But
smart,
the
not
funny
hard.
thing was, because we used to finish about 3:30 or 4 in the morning, you know, the streets were quiet. It was like the old Sherlock Holmes, little bit of mist, little bit of
Yeah.
fog. The wheels on the cab was rubber,
Yeah.
but the horse used to clip cop along, you know, a bit of a noise, you know. So what we used to do, you used to cut corners of the sacks off, put over their feet, time on, so it used to run alongside. So there was no noise when you're going around the streets at the Elephant and going back to the yard. This is the truth. As we're trotting, the old man used to be asleep in the back, and I'd be up the front, like 9 or 10, driving it back to the Elephant Castle from Soho. And as we come left at Parliament Square over Westminster Bridge, it's the typical Sherlock Holmes, you know, cold. And as going along, the police car, old Wolsey, I'll never forget it, with a bell on the front, went past, and they was looking. Just like that as I went past. Then it got in front. Then all of a sudden it stopped and got out. So, whoop, you know, what's the matter? I said, "Old Bill, Dad." What's the matter? And the policeman walked up. As he walked up, he was
License
looking at
registration,
us.
please.
He walked. He was looking like that, and he went up to the horse like that and poked him because he thought he was a ghost because the horse wasn't making any noise, nor was he was going along in silent. And I just started
Yeah.
laughing because he just went like that
thought
to
he was
make
having a
sure it was
motor.
real. Go on, like that. Yeah, really amazing. Really funny.
That is, I mean, what an amazing childhood growing up in London, but also
Oh,
having the ability to kind of
yeah.
connect with horses and then go on to
Yeah.
work, you know, in the equestrian world.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great.
I wish I could, run
That's
around on like that.
fascinating. It's listening to another world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
God, you must have some stories. Well, we're hearing some of them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, they was great days then. You know, Soho them days.
Yeah.
As
Changing a
I
bit
was
now.
a kid there, you know, with all what was going on there. But it was.
But you must have had, like, as you say, 9 or 10 driving a horse and a carriage. So you must have had some talent doing that. Or,
Yeah, I mean, because I was, you know, from that eye, I was always around the trolleys and the old rag and bone men. I used to sit up with, his name was Johnny Weeble. He used to, cravat on, little wheels with cigar, trilby out. He used to come and jump up, and I used to go around with him. He used to give me the reins while I used to sit on the side smoking his cigar. Yeah. So he just picked it up going along, It's all right driving one. It's when you start getting the teams, then you start knitting needles,
Have you driven much of the teams for stunts?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit in. I went out with Dan, the Proust one day with him. My Dan's mastered at that game, turning that.
I've seen some.
And I'd go with Dan, and I'd done a bit in Hungary. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a lot easier than riding now.
Is it?
Yeah, for me it is. Yeah, don't get so much backache on it.
Yeah.
And have you ever connected with one particular horse, or that you got very attached to, or?
I did. Funny, a horse called Marchwin. We bought him at Hickstead, funny enough. He was jumping Grade C at Hickstead. I think at that time, I think we give about 1,500 quid, which at that time was quite a bit of money. I bought him at Hickstead. I can't remember the game, Bob, someone his name was. And I jumped him at Hickstead, jumped him at Clapham, took a big fall at Clapham with him. But I really got on with him. I really liked he could jump.
So you did compete a bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. Not too bad.
So you obviously... Did you compete quite a bit?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I jumped at Hickstead on that back ring where it was, not where the new school is, the one.
Yeah.
There.
Ring 2, yeah.
Clapham Common when the Clapham show was on.
Right.
Stocklands, is it Stocklands?
Stocklands, yeah. That's no longer, but it used to be. No.
Yeah, just a little
so you
bit.
did have a bit of a competitive.
Oh, yeah. I used to enjoy it. The old gear up, nice.
And you're probably quite good at falling off, worst case scenario.
Very, very good.
Did you actually? Because maybe I should have. That's what I should have done.
You should have done the training for that.
No, I should have. Yeah, I should have learnt to fall better. Because I don't think I've ever. I don't fall off gracefully.
I'd like to. It feels like I've done thousands of falls, but I haven't. I've done hundreds.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say, you land sometimes. You go, that was really good. I landed well there. You try and do it the same again. Yeah. I don't think I've landed twice the same in all the falls I've done.
I've definitely landed a few times
especially,
on my head.
When we used to do jousting, you got the shield, you got the lance, you just get wet, you used to fly off.
So you actually would do the jousting as well?
Yeah. We've done all the tours of jousting from 1969, where we done our first show in front of Princess Margaret in Nottingham. Then the British Jousting Society started, and we travelled to California, Australia, Mallorca. We travelled all around for about 5 or 6 years.
So is a jousting show, is that choreographed then? So you'll know who.
Yeah.
So you'll know who's
one day I'll fall, next day Roy would fall.
Do you flip a coin to see who'd win?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all fixed that way.
Quite annoying getting the losing side.
Yeah.
Dodge, give them one. And is that a rubber tipped? Obviously, is it?
No, the only thing was we had tennis balls at the end.
Okay.
Other than that, it was solid behind. So if you got hit with it, you got hit.
You've got such a fascinating life. I mean, I'm enthralled. Cool.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it was
really good.
We had good fun. 5 or 6 years travelling around.
Yeah. So talk me through what are you up to now? Are you still kind of doing stunts and are you still?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do what I can there stunt wise. If I've just done some work with my brother on. They're doing a remake of Thomas Crown Affair. Yeah. Done some driving. I don't mind driving or a bit of riding or a fight scene, but if it starts like running and jumping stuff, the old knees are not going to stand for that too much.
Because I don't want to call you out or anything, but you look incredibly young, and you are.
Thank you very much.
But what about me?
You look fab, Pip.
Oh,
you know that, right?
You.
But I mean, you're fit as a fiddle. Do you mind me saying how old?
No, I'm 71.
71.
Yes.
You look unbelievable.
71.
You must have to stay pretty fit.
Yeah.
I'll try to. I mean, I started cycling a lot on the first lockdown. Got a bike, and I've cycled ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bike cricking.
Well, I'm cycling a lot now because I've lost my driving licence for 6 months for speeding. So I'm cycling a lot now.
And it's a lot harder to drive a horse through London now.
I'm going to come back into the stunt business because by the time I've got 5 months to go, I'm going to be super, super fit.
If you don't see him going around Elephant Castle roundabout on a horse, you'll see him on a bike.
Yeah.
What an exciting life. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd like to do it all again. Yeah. I wouldn't change a thing.
Well, really? That's lovely.
You know what? It's so nice to hear.
I wouldn't change a thing. I've had a great time. I met some great people. I met some horrible people.
Equal distribution of ourselves.
But, it's been a brilliant time. And to sit here doing what I'm doing now, what more can I say?
Final little takeaway for those of us, for those at home, and that is a piece of advice for those who love or live with horses, whether it be inspiration to kind of get into the work you've done or just...
Look after them. They've looked after me for years, and I've got where I've got because of horses. You know, I've had horses, I've still got horses. Love them, look after them, because that's, you know, I am where I am today because of horses.
Love it.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Greg, it's been an absolute pleasure, I have
Pleasure.
to say.
Nice meeting you
Thank you
both.
so much.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a man. I am a huge fan.
I mean, his early days and some of the stories he had to say, and you wonder,
And the stories he told us off camera as well.
yeah, he told us stories off camera, and you think, what stories are there that he hasn't told
Yeah.
us?
I mean, do you know what's really hit home for me is how much more of a horse city London was back in that, you know, only 50 years ago. You know,
He was
riding
more than
option.
that. He was driving that, a bit more than that.
He's 71, isn't it? That man's
And
71
he was
as well.
driving a
9
carriage.
years old.
At 9 years old.
I
But
mean,
it sounds actually as though horses did help him. It sounds almost as if he could have gone either way.
the naughty side or
yeah,
the...
he could, and he turned into a good guy.
An absolute legend in the game. I mean, some of the films he's worked on, some of those stunts, and some of the actors as well that he's worked with, just absolutely amazing. A fantastic guest, another amazing man, and I'm really, really enjoyed that one.
So we hope you've enjoyed what I think is a very different episode.
Absolutely.
But keep in touch.
Yes, please do. Any questions, stories, anecdotes, guests, email us on info@talk-horse.com or send us a message on Facebook, Instagram. We're on TikTok as well, for those of you TikTokers out there.
So join us next time. We'll be back with another very interesting guest. So see you then.
Bye for now.
Bye.